colleague Vanessa Puna is there covering the story. Apologies, Vanessa, for that. What can you tell us about what's happening where you are?
Yes, good morning to you. And mourners have started arriving here at Newlands Stadium in Cape Town ahead of the noon start of the official funeral service for rugby legend and hero Chester Williams. He died last Friday at the age of 49 years old, and tributes have been pouring in from far and wide. Now, we know that the gates have just opened at 10 o'clock for members of the public to come and attend this memorial service, and or rather funeral service, and quite a number of people have already made the way inside to the grandstand here behind me. One of them, avid rugby fan, Andre Newitt from Grassy Park, joins me now. Andre, good morning to you. You say that you've come and you want to pay your respects to what you've described as a legend. Explain to us how you remember Chester Williams.
Good morning. Thank you very much, lady. I've started following Chester's rugby when he used to play Western Province League. Cravenwick Rugby, and when he played club rugby, he played for the Defence Force years back there at Silvermine, and it's such a pleasure and an honor to be part of such a beautiful person. I'm not going to talk to him in the past because he will always be in my heart. You know, there's one thing that I can remember of Chester, that smile that he had on his face. And when he and the late Tinus Lanier played centre, they had Silvermine club rugby for the Defence Force. You know, it was such a privilege. And when I came to Newlands and saw him also play the rugby here for Western Province Rugby Union, he was a person that gave his everything, you know, always a smile on his face. But the last time when I met him was here at Newlands, when he and Gary Gold were sitting, when I brought my children to watch a game. I'm going to tell the whole world that Chester Williams is a beautiful soul that we lost, and I will always love him.
Some emotion coming through there. Thank you, Andre, for speaking to us. Of course, the sentiment shared by hundreds and thousands of people, not just here in South Africa, but also abroad, as Chester Williams is remembered as a hero, a gentleman, the face of transformation in rugby, really. Also, as mourners start making their way into Newlands Stadium today, Percy and Heather, also rugby fans, avid rugby fans, and we've just seen Andre becoming quite emotional there just now, and I think it's a collective sense of emotion, of mourning that South Africa finds itself in, not just today but also since last Friday.
Hi, good morning, South Africa. Today's I believe is a very sad moment for South Africa, for all the South Africans. When I met Chester for the first time is when he played for Western Province Rugby. I was still very young that time, and he was just an awesome player, one of the greatest players ever. And there was a time that I did also a 5-kilometer fun run with him and with my kids way back. And for me, really, it was a shock when I heard about his death. And Chester, may you rest in peace. The country will mourn. We love you. And when I met you for the first time, you're awesome. The person you are, you're so down to earth and warm. And the nation, the people will miss you. I love you.
Yes, good morning, Vanessa.
And Heather, he's also dubbed the Black Pearl, of course, from the Boerland town of Paarl. We've attended a memorial service for him there in this week. The sentiments coming through that not only has Chester been a rugby legend and hero, but he's also given back to the poor and marginalised, not just in the Paarl community, but generally through his Chester Williams Foundation. How would you remember the enormous contribution he's made to South Africa on the rugby field and off?
I remember him for the kind of person he is, that infectious smile that he's always had, and then his love for his rugby. But like you say, not only that, the way he was with the community and always giving back. And it just takes me now to recently when he was with UWC as their coach. I mean, they really progressed, and what he got out of them just shows that he had that. He wasn't just a good player, but an excellent coach as well.
Thank you very much, Heather and Percy. Of course, just a few of the mourners that have come out here to Newlands Rugby Stadium ahead of the 12 o'clock start of the official funeral for Chester Williams. And we can say that at the moment, or very shortly, a motorcade carrying his coffin is due to leave his home in Plattekloof and then make its way to the stadium here, where we understand that the Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa, as well as Public Works Minister Patricia de Lille, who also happens to be a very close family friend, are among the dignitaries that will be attending as Cape Town and indeed South Africa come together in mourning at the loss of a true gentleman and hero of South African rugby.
Thank you so much, Vanessa Puna. There, as you heard, official proceedings start at 12 noon. Thank you so much for that update. Let's take a break. You're watching The Agenda.